Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you the new FFmpeg Builder nodes in FileFlows 0.5. To begin, you come to your flows page in FileFlows and click Add. We're going to select blank video template as our starting point. We'll just call it FFmpeg. We start just with a video file node. So if you come down to here, you'll have these new nodes called FFmpeg Builder nodes. And what these nodes do is they'll build up an FFmpeg command and execute all this at once. So all these blue nodes will now execute once when you call the executor. So first thing you gotta do is you gotta start the FFmpeg Builder node. So you'll bring this one in, and what this node does, it just creates an instance of a FFmpeg Builder, which all these other nodes will be dependent on. So this will parse a video file information and put it into an object. So it still needs a video file input node, and it will then use the output from this node to build up the object in this node. So for example, if we want to create a new MKV file, so we can just say remux the MKV and connect that up. Then we might want to say we want to make it H.265, so we'll come down to video codec. So it's already set to H.265, HEVC, same thing. Only first just means if there's more than one video stream on a file, we will only encode the first video stream. Likelihood all your videos only have one stream, but not odd occasion does have multiple streams. It will just ignore the second any other streams. We connect that up. Then say if we want to only have AC3 audio and AAC audio, so we want to not use any other audio that might be on a video file. So it might have DTS or EAC3. So first thing we want to do in that instance is we want to remove all the existing audio. So we go audio track remover. We just say remove all, saying remove all audio. So this case, it's just saying we don't want any of the audio other than ones we explicitly set. So now we're going to add an audio track. Since we're adding a new track and we removed all the other tracks, we want to set the index to 0, since FFmpeg is 0 based. So by setting index 0, it means it will be the first audio. So if we want to say AC3 and we want to say same as source, so if it's 5.1, we'll get a 5.1 AC3 stream. So we just say AC3. And language just means it will look for this language code in the existing audio, the source file audio streams, and if it finds in English, it will use it. If it finds one, if it can't find English, it will look for one that's got no language set. But if it's got, say, if German is set, it won't use it as a source. Just connect that up. We gotta do both. This second output, which is that one, just means there's no audio tracks to remove. Chances are this won't happen. All your video files should have audio tracks, but if they don't, we still want to continue processing. You could make it abort now if you wanted to, so you can use function. You can still use all these other nodes in between. Obviously, if you use this video encode now, it will mess it up because it's altering the working file. So you don't want to change a working file between the start and the execute of the FFmpeg Builder, because that will alter what we're working on and basically break it. So don't do that. So now we've added AC3, we can add another audio track. We can make it AAC stereo. Since it's the second track, index is 1, so we can just leave it as is. We can name it as AAC. Okay. So far nothing's been processed. We've started a builder. We set the builder to use MKV. We set the builder to say use HEVC. We've told it to remove what is all audio at this point in time. So any audio previous to this is set to don't use. Then we've added 2 new audio sources, AC3 and AAC, but nothing's been done yet. So all these commands, we're building up our final FFmpeg command. However, now we're going to add, say, auto chapters. What auto chapters does, it will scan the video file looking for scene changes, and it will scan it and then create a metadata text file, which FFmpeg can use to create the chapters. So that means we do have to scan the video on this node at this point in time. I'm setting minimum length to just 2 minutes, so a chapter has to be at least 2 minutes long. So this does do some execution, but it's relatively minor execution, and it doesn't create a new temporary file. It just looks at the file that we started with, and it will create a text file. That's it. And it's got 2 outputs. Output 1 says we did add uh, add chapters. Output 2 means we didn't. Output 2 would be if it already had chapters, we didn't need to do it, or if we didn't find any chapters in the file. This pretty much only ever happens if the video file is extremely small, and if you set your minimum to 2 minutes and the video is in 1 minute, obviously it's not going to find a chapter. So we've done something so far. We can do audio normalization. What this will do, it will scan the source. It's got 2 options for this. There's single pass and 2 pass. If we use single pass, it's not going to do anything right now. It's just going to use a generic filter on the audio saying normalize it with this filter. If we do 2 pass, it means it will scan the original audio track from the original file and build up a custom filter for that audio track. So I recommend if you're going to normalize audio, do 2 pass. It does take more time, but it gives much better results. And we can just say all audio tracks. So what this does is it will do processing. It will build up a filter of what we're going to be using, but it's not going to do it on anything except for the audio we're adding to a file. So since we removed all audio here and we just added these two, the source used to create these 2 new tracks will be the same stream, because it looks for the best audio to use to create these 2 streams. So audio normalization will calculate the normalization on the source of these 2 new audio tracks. So we're adding 2 tracks, but we're only checking, we're only doing the calculation once. So you can add as many tracks as you want, add audio normalization. It's not going to make it take any longer for audio normalization. We don't have to run the same audio normalization every single time we add a track, because we're normalizing the source of the tracks. What else can we do? Crop black bars. Crop black bars, it will also do some processing. So it will scan the file, it will basically take a frame at 60 seconds, 120 seconds, 180 seconds, and 300 seconds looking for black bars. So it's doing some processing, but it's very minor processing as well. And then it will just, it's got 2 outputs saying, yes, we found black bars, no, we didn't find black bars. And that just adds a filter to the FFmpeg Builder for a video file to say, alright, apply this filter to the video. We can do HDR to SDR. So this is if you don't need HDR and you actually find it annoying, or your players don't support it, you can use this node to convert HDR to SDR. It is a slow processing node because the filter involved is, well, it takes a long time, and it will process your files at basically at 0.3 speed. So a 1 hour movie will actually take 3 hours ish to process. but it's quite useful. And it will only run if the source file has HDR detected. So that's why it's got two nodes saying yes, it was HDR, no, it wasn't HDR. We've got nothing to do. We can say audio set language. So what this node will do, if the audio source has no language set on it, we can actually say assume it's English, or assume it's Maori, or assume it's French. You know, whatever you want. It's just using these codes from this website here. So we connect those up. So this is just helpful if you've added some tracks and you want to say they're English tracks. And then once we've done, so now we've built a complex FFMPEG command. We haven't done really any processing at this point. We've just scanned the original file for a few things like the chapters and audio normalization and black bars. Now we can execute it. So the execute is what actually takes all these nodes that we've added and builds and runs the FFMPEG command. So all these usually will take a second to process, except for chapters will obviously take a few seconds. Audio normalization might take a minute, but if you weren't doing that, start to execute will take a second also. And then this will build up a complex command and run everything in one go, creating one temporary file, and yeah, everything will just run at once. So this will create a temporary file. It's got two outputs. Output 1 says it ran, and there's a new temporary file that we are working with. Output 2 says no changes were found in the FFmpeg builder. We didn't do anything. So we might want to say now replace original. This will replace the original file with another file. Actually, I'm going to copy output instead. Copy output. Copy file. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, I'm just going to say, alright, copy the file. You've got to, like, I'm actually going to copy both files, even if it wasn't converted. This is helpful if you want to always take a file from one directory and put it in another directory, process it if there's anything that needs to be done. If there's nothing to be done, you still might want to copy it. Realistically, it's probably going to be a move, but this is my test environment. I want to keep my test files in the source directory, so that's why I'm using copy. So yeah, once everything's done, we're going to copy the file, we'll click save, and then we can go use the flow we just created. So come to libraries, I'm going to take this one, change to FFmpeg, save. I've got to enable my node which I disabled, to library files. So now I've got some test files that are going to start processing. Alright, so now we're back and our test files have finished processing, so we can come look at one of them. So just double click to open it. So this shows the output of all the nodes. As you can see, most of them are quite quick, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 0 seconds. The builder is what actually does the execution, so it's why it takes the longest. Audio normalization took some time because it's got to scan the file, but this is a small test file, so it only took 9 seconds. But we come to the log, and we can see what's happening. So we just go down all the way to the bottom. So here is the actual execution of the FFmpeg builder. So we can see the command it built up. So we're saying map the first 0 in this means the input file. So input 0 means the video file we're working with. V means video, and 0 there means the stream of the video file. So V0 just means first input video stream of the first input file. So we're saying setting the codec for this stream to H.265. That's a setting. The next thing we're doing is A for audio. So we're doing audio. We're setting the filter to AC3, and then this is doing the loud normal filter, which is the audio normalization. So that pulls up that. It's quite long and complex. We're setting the metadata for it, because if you remember, we set language codes if it was missing, and it was obviously missing since we just added it. The next one is the AAC one. We're once again setting the audio normalization. And it's a big long command. And then we're also setting a language of metadata. There was a subtitle found in this video file. Since we didn't do any subtitle nodes, it just copied that subtitle. So S is for subtitle. So it's saying, all right, copy this subtitle. So for every single subtitle that was found in a file, it would just default copy. If you didn't do anything with the stream, a track, it will just default copy that one. Yeah, so that built up quite a complex command using a quite simple UI to do it. So I hope you found that useful. These are new nodes that have been added in FileFlows 0.5. You may have noticed mine says 0.2 down here, but this is just my development system, and that number doesn't change until the application is actually built, but it is 0.5. If you got any questions or need help, the easiest way to get in touch with us is through the Discord channel, which links on fileflows.com, or failing that, GitHub or Reddit would be the next two ways. But yeah, Discord's definitely the quickest way to get in touch with us. Yeah, but take care. Hope it was fun.